Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? This plant is killing me. Gotta get the leaf out of there. How are you guys doing today? Well, we made it. Christmas is over. We made it through Christmas. We went to brunch today. Cheers to brunch. And we had a very nice Christmas and Christmas Eve. Did you guys? So I missed you yesterday. Didn't film a video yesterday. We got home later than I thought we would last night. I don't even know what time we got home last night. What time did we get home last night? 9:30, 10?
Yeah.
Something like that. I think we left Caroline's last night at about 9:30. Maybe it was closer to 10 because I can remember I said to Alex, oh, it was closer to 10 because he said that Boo Radley had been in his house for 6 hours. But yeah, so this is what we did for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, well, I filmed the vlog and then got ready, and we just kind of like had hung out all that day, which was really nice and was really relaxing. And I don't know if I filmed the vlog before I went to the grocery store or after we went to the grocery store. I don't remember now. But we went to the grocery store because I had to get a dessert for Caroline's house. Well, I wanted to go to Nothing Bundt Cake because I had reviewed that previously, and then Valerie, my friend Valerie, she had gone there and gotten stuff to take to, I think she took it to her euchre club, or she took it to her daughter's house or something like that. So, and I think she took it to her daughter's house for some holiday, and she was like, oh, everybody loved them, and so I was like, oh, that's perfect, so I'll get those Nothing Bundt cakes. Well, we got there at like 4:15 and they had just closed. Because they had closed at 4 o'clock. So then I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll do this like cupcake store. And so, called Gigi's Cupcakes, which apparently is closed, and now it's called Small Cakes, but I didn't know that. But Small Cakes, which was on the way that we were going, it was closed as well. So I was like, just go to the grocery store, because I needed to get some gift cards anyway. And then I was like, we can, you know, get the desserts that we want to get and the gift cards. And we ended up, I was kind of surprised. The grocery store wasn't really that busy. We were there like, I don't know, you know, around the 5-ish time, and they closed at 6, but it wasn't as busy as I thought it would be. I thought it would be like jam-packed. And it was funny because we were like 3 aisles in, and Alex was like, we're getting so much food, like we're gonna be stuck in a blizzard for like weeks on end. We did get a lot of food. We got a lot of chips and candy and frozen pizzas and chips and candy and frozen pizzas and hummus, and we got all different kinds of, I'm gonna sneeze again. All kinds of stuffed olives. We got, Alex loves I think his favorites are the feta ones. Are those your favorite?
Yeah.
He likes the feta stuffed olives. And I got 2 things of the feta stuffed olives, garlic stuffed olives, and then there's, I can't remember what the third ones were. But we got stuffed olives, and then it's just a little snack to have around the house. Cheese. What?
We haven't even opened them yet.
I know, we haven't even opened them yet. And then I got cheese, and then I actually got like Cheese Whiz, like in a can, and Wheat Thins, because I hadn't had those forever. That's actually like the snack that I'm eating the most of. And a sweetheart roll for Christmas morning, which we didn't eat at all because of what happened with opening our presents, which I'll tell you in just a second. So anyway, so got ready, came home, all that, relaxed a little bit, got ready, and then yeah, I got dressed nice and stuff, and we took his mom to dinner at Ruth Chris, which was really nice. And it was really packed. I was really surprised. Like, I thought, I knew it would be kind of crowded because we had gone to like restaurants and steakhouses back in the day. My aunt Kathy, she would take us all out to dinner on Christmas Eve previous years, like towards the end of her life. But I remember, I think the last Christmas Eve that we went to dinner with them, we went to this Italian restaurant called Capri. And but we used to go to Fleming's Steakhouse quite a bit. And I think I was just sharing that story the other day because I would always get the chicken breast and everybody else would get a steak. So yeah, so we went to Ruth Chris, saw some friends of ours there. So I can't even remember what we got. Alex and his mom both got, I think, Caesar salads. I got a wedge with no bacon. And then Alex got a filet with some kind of like crusted top on it. And then they did this like special that they had where it was like you got like a starter, like super salad. Super salad. And then you got to pick like a filet, like a regular filet. And it, like the price was depending on what you got, or like this crusted filet, or like a filet. I think. Did your mom get the one that had the lobster on top of it?
Well,
Huh?
shrimp.
Shrimp, and had like a big shrimp on top of it, and that's what she got. And then, so that they got to like do that, and then I got sweet potato casserole. So good. I brought home like half of it because the salad was so big. The wedge salad was so big. So I got sweet potato casserole and then au gratin potatoes because our server was like that. She said that those were her favorites, which they were really, really good. And then Alex got fries. It was like this huge plate of fries. So we all shared those, which were delicious. We had a good time. It was really fun. And it was very, very Christmassy. It was interesting, like people were either like super, super dressed up or they were kind of just like in jeans and sweaters, you know? So after that, we left, came back here. I changed really quick into like jeans and a sweatshirt because I just was like not comfortable. I had these shoes on that were not comfortable and I wanted to change, so changed. And then we went to his brother's house, Carlos and Liliana's house. We got there, we were trying to get there before midnight because that's when Santa Claus comes. And so we got there, I don't know, like 10 till 12. And so anyway, we said hi to everybody. They had like one of Alex's cousins was there with his wife and kids, and then it was Carlos and Liliana, and then Alex's mom was there. And so we just like all sat around, and Alex and I talked to the kids for a while, and they were tracking Santa on the NORAD Santa. They were tracking Santa on the NORAD tracker, you know, and it was really cute. And then so then at midnight is when Santa comes, and so like for, you know, anyway, so like all the lights like went off, and like when Santa like flew over, and then they like ran out and all their presents were there. And so anyway, it was really fun. So anyway, then they unwrapped all their presents, and then we exchanged our presents, and that was really nice. And Alex's mom actually brought us these things that were really cool. They're kind of like containers that you would put like pens and pencils in, but you could put like anything in. But they're like bound leather that like she got them in when she was in Chile. So they were really cool. She got one for Alex and one for me, and those were really nice. And yeah, it was fun. We sat around and they played a lot of music and sang and danced, and it was a good time. We had a really, really good time, and that was Christmas Eve. And so I kind of want to tell this story on here, but like I'm afraid to tell the story because of little ears, if that makes sense. So if there are little ears listening, you might want to edit this part out or pause it. Y'all know what I mean by little ears, right? Okay, so we've paused the video, and you can go watch it when there's only adult ears around. So after Santa came, I'm going to try to say this as edited as I possibly can, but after, so everybody's like scrambling to stop the video. When Santa came, they were, you know, unwrapping all their presents and everything like that, and they were really, really excited. So then they were bringing the presents like into their bedroom, like one by one. Like they'd bring one in, and they would like look at it, and they would like play with it and stuff like that, right? By the way, like Carlitos is 10 and fully believes, which I loved and I was living for. I mean, he was like really into like the NORAD tracker. He was like, he's in Boston, and did he pass over Indianapolis? I'm like, no, like he goes all over the place, flies here and there, and you know, whatever. And because I had like looked at it when I was at home earlier, and he was like in, you know, like Uruguay or Paraguay or something, and I was like, oh my God, like this is so cool. And like I hadn't looked at it in years, and it's funny because years ago when Carlitos was really, really small, I like pulled it up on the computer, and he didn't remember that obviously, but he was really, he's like, how is he in Canada now, but he's going to come back to where we're at? I'm like, well, he has the magic of how he works. So anyway, So, and then, so Liliana was telling us some stories about, like, you know, him believing in whatever, and like with the tooth fairy, and that he figured that out, and that she was like, is there anything else that you, and he was like, no, like what? Like he had like no clue, right? So, and I love that so much. But anyway, so, and also because Sebastian's 6, can be turning 7. I don't know why this was so funny to me. So, because also like Sebastian will be, like, you know how you can kind of like in kids, you can kind of see how they're going to be as adults. Like Sebastian's going to be that adult that has kind of dry sense of humor a little bit. Like, I appreciate that already in him. Like he's a funny kid. So anyway. So they're like bringing these presents in, right? That they've like unwrapped and they out in the living room, and then they bring it in. And Sebastian holds up this present and he looks at me. He goes, because there was still a price tag on there from TJ Maxx that maybe needed to be removed. And so he like saying this, he's laughing, right? And he goes, do you think, he just says, he didn't even say like there's a price tag on here. He goes, do you think Santa shops at TJ Maxx and he got this for $19.99? And I'm like, think quick, right? And I go, no. And he goes, but it says TJ Maxx $19.99 on here. And I go, well, sometimes, I said, you know, Santa like can't make enough things at the North Pole. So, you know, he has to go to other places like TJ Maxx to get the things so that he has enough of them. Sebastian looks at me and he goes, yeah, that makes sense. It was so cute. So anyway, we stayed over there for a while. And then we came home. It was so bitter cold out that night. And so we got back to the house, and I was like, you know, I said to Alex, I said, do you want to open one present? I kind of was like in the mood to like open all of them. We never do this. We never open all the presents on Christmas Eve. And I would say probably because of me, because I so traditionally am always like, we've got to open the presents on Christmas morning. That's like what we do. Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay. But like for me, honestly, like we do it real quick because then we have to get ready to go to Caroline's, and then it's always kind of like bleak and gray out, and it's just, I don't know, there's just something kind of like sad and kind of like depressing to me on Christmas Day for some reason. So we got home and I was like, do you want to open a present? And Alex was like, yeah. And he was like, do you want to open all the presents? And I was like, and I had already kind of thought of that, and I was like, well, we could if you want to. And he was like, well, it's up to you, babe, we'll do what you want to do. And I was like, yeah, let's open, you know, you can have a glass of champagne or something, and I'll make a cup of coffee and we can light some candles. So we came down here. And it was so nice and so romantic and stuff. So I put on a movie, and I was like, put it on Polar Express. And Alex goes, we've seen this movie 10 million times. So I put on Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton. And so I put on Bad Santa in the background, and, you know, had the Christmas tree on and the candles, and we exchanged presents. It was really nice. It was like really nice. And it was different, you know, than how we've done it in the past year. So we'll probably do that in the future, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Alex is like, yeah, next year we're going to be on the beach. So, but yeah, it was really nice. And then he stayed up for a while, like looking at his phone and stuff. He was like over there on the couch, and I was watching Bad Santa, and I was like eating some snacks and stuff. And then he went to sleep with little Boo Radley. Oh, we put on our matching pajamas from Kohl's, because Alex was like, if we're going to do this tonight, you have to put on your matching pajamas. So I was like real resistant to it. I was like, they don't fit. They're not comfortable. He's like, they fit just fine. So we put on our matching plaid pajamas. Boo Radley put on his little matching pajamas that Alex got him. And he was like in his little bed over there the whole time. So anyway, it was just really nice. And then Alex went to bed. I watched the end of Bad Santa. I had forgotten like how much I love that movie. It's just, well, it's such a funny movie, first of all. I mean, just like so inappropriate for Christmas, but it's just so funny. And then I was going to put on Die Hard, and this is interesting because this would have been a good discussion point for a video. Alex is like, that's not a Christmas movie. And I go, you don't think that Die Hard is Christmas? Because, you know, like that's always the topic, right? Like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Because they always happen, you know, on Christmases. So anyway, I think Die Hard 1 and 2 happen on Christmas. Die Hard 3, I don't believe happens on Christmas. But I could be wrong, but I don't think it does. So with Samuel L. Jackson, that one doesn't, it's not on Christmas, is it? I don't think it is. That's Die Hard 3, right? That I'm thinking of? But I love those Die Hard movies. So anyway, it was funny because when we were in California and we were watching the Friends episodes, and Bruce Willis was on one of them because he like dated Jennifer Aniston in some of those episodes. And I was like, God, I used to like back in the day have such a crush on Bruce Willis. But like I had a crush on Bruce Willis like during his Die Hard phase, like and in The Color of the Night. Do you guys remember that movie? I loved that movie. I don't know why. It was such a bad movie, but I didn't have like, and I loved him on Moonlighting. Oh my God, that was like my show back in the day. I loved that so much with Sybil Shepherd. I actually have the pilot episode on VHS. I do, seriously. But I didn't like, like he was kind of like funny. I don't know, like on that show, I don't know when that would have been. That probably would have been between Moonlighting and before Die Hard that he was on Friends. It would have had to have been. So anyway, so yeah, so that was Christmas Eve. Oh, and then after Bad Santa was on, I was like wide awake because I'd had this cup of coffee. And sometimes coffee, it's interesting. Sometimes I can like fall asleep right away, like drinking a cup of coffee. Other times it like makes me awake, and it kind of made me awake that night. I was also kind of just like excited, like I don't know why, because it wasn't like anything was happening Christmas morning, but I was kind of just excited like a kid for Christmas. I don't know. So I couldn't really sleep, and so I stayed up and I was like, what should I watch? And I was like, I'm going to watch The Thin Man because my mom and I used to watch it. So I watched like over a half of The Thin Man, and then I did start getting sleepy. So I went to, because it was like at that point it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And so I was like, because we didn't even get back here from his brother's house until like almost 2 o'clock, maybe after 2 o'clock. So, I mean, it was late when we were unwrapping presents. So I watched like half of The Thin Man, which was really good. I forgot like how fantastic it was. They like it's on HBO Max. They like remastered it or something. And so it's so bizarre because it's like you're watching this movie from like the 40s, but it looks like actors or actresses like in a reality show today. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it almost kind of like jarred me a little bit because it's like you're watching a movie from the 40s, but it looks like it was filmed yesterday. It's so bizarre, like the way that it was remastered. But anyway, so yeah, I watched like half of that. I don't remember a whole lot of it. From watching it all these years ago, I don't really remember a whole lot of it. So that was Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, we got up, and oh, by the way, Tanya got to spend all of her grandkids came in for Christmas Eve, and she got to spend Christmas Eve with her grandkid. They're still here actually, and so she had a great Christmas Eve, and she was sending me pictures of Christmas Day of them all unwrapping presents, and so she was real excited. So then Christmas Day, we slept in, of course. And then we went over to Caroline's. I think we got over there about 10 after 3. We were supposed to be there at 3. She had an itinerary. 3 o'clock was arrival. 4 o'clock was dinner. 5 o'clock was a white elephant. So we had dinner. Just kind of hung out and talked to everybody. It was Caroline and Mike and David. His girlfriend came later. And then Caroline's stepson that's visiting from out of town. And then her other stepson and his wife came. And then Caroline and Mike's nephew, and his daughter, who is 6 or 7. And then Alex and I and Alex's mom. So it was really, really nice. And they had like turkey and mashed potatoes and green beans. They made me like separate stuff that was vegetarian for me, which was nice. Mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, dinner rolls from Taylor's Bakery, of course. Tons of desserts, actually. Alex's mom brought like this cheesecake thing that was really nice, like this wheel of different cheesecakes. I brought from Kroger tiramisu and pumpkin pie, and I left the pumpkin pie there. Not one person ate the pumpkin pie. It was a total waste of money. I think I was the only person that ate the tiramisu. And Alex ate cheesecake. We brought like 4 pieces of cheesecake home. Did you eat any of that cheesecake?
Not yet.
Not yet? You still got it? I've been eating a sweetheart roll, and because I didn't eat any of it on Christmas Eve, and I was like, damn it, I'm going to eat some of the sweetheart roll. Which, by the way, on my Peter Does Stuff video, I did a video called like what I got for Christmas, and I showed the sweetheart roll in there, so you guys can go over there and see that video, and you can see the sweetheart roll that I talk about every year. So yeah, so that was Christmas Day, and then we had given her stepson and his wife, they love to play games, like board games, card games, anything. But for Thanksgiving, we left before they started, but they were playing canasta. But usually they like to play like games, like interactive, games. And so I had gotten them that game called Speak Out, which is where you put the mouthpieces in, and then I got them extra mouthpieces too. And we didn't play that, but I got them 2 card games that are kind of like Cards Against Humanity. Well, no, it wasn't. Well, one was called Bad Choices, and then the other one was called Ruin It, and it was like you had to, like it would be one word that like the person would get, like school or something, and then you had to, or vacation, and you had to ruin it in like 4 words, but the 4 words had to kind of make a phrase. Like, well, we were doing not so nice ones, like they were bad. But like if it was vacation, like it would say like flight got canceled. It could be 4 words or less. And then like the person that like was the one that pulled the card got to vote on which one was the best answer. And then like it was like you added your points together to win. I won. So then, before that, we had played this game called Bad Choices that I got them, which was like where you read these, like I'll give you the example that I read in my drama video, which was like you would have a card, and then the card would have like a statement on it, and you would have to read it to somebody, and you want them to answer yes, because like if they answer yes, you got to discard your cards, and that's how you got like rid of your cards. And there's also like draw 2, draw 1, skip somebody. So anyway, and the idea was to get rid of your cards first, kind of like Uno. But like the cards were like really bad cards. like have you ever been arrested? Yes. And so if there was somebody in the room that you knew had been arrested, okay, like that was lame compared to what some of them were. Have you ever driven over 4 hours to get laid? It was like those kind of questions. Like they were like really, like some of them were really harsh. So we played that. That was actually really fun. And yeah, so we played that first, then the other one, and then we played that again, that Bad Choices again, and then Alex and I left because we were like, I could tell he was getting really tired, and Caroline was getting tired, and so yeah, so that was that. And then we came home, and I actually thought like I would come home and like fall asleep like right away. And I came home and like I put on my pajamas, and I was like, I'm kind of like, Alex came down here and he was like flipping through Netflix to try to find a show, which, what did you call it? Alma, the girl in the window?
The Mirror.
Huh?
Girl in the Mirror.
Girl in the Mirror. Is it a Spanish show? So he's watching a Spanish show called The Girl in the Mirror. And because I had said I was going to go lay down. But then I came down here, I was like, I want some snacks. And so I pulled out my Cheese Whiz and my Wheat Thins. And I put a donut. I want to play, well, that was later. I got a donut and part of my Sweetheart roll. And then I got some chips and cheese. And I was like, I had been looking for like a new show to watch. And so like 15 years ago, I don't know when it was, that this documentary came out called The Queen of Versailles. But it's like one of my favorite documentaries of life. If you guys, I probably talked about it on here before, but like if you guys have never seen it, it's about this woman. She was like Mrs. Florida USA or Mrs. Florida America or something like that. And she met her husband, and he owns like this like, I don't know, resort timeshare. He's like he owned like the biggest timeshare company in the world, and they were like super rich. And they're building like the largest single family home in the United States. And it's like their backyard is the lake, is like Lake Walt Disney. But it never got finished. The house never got finished because they started running out of money and all this kind of stuff. And if you watch the first documentary, it's like he's like, we have to really cut down on expenses. And she's got like her and her 4 assistants, and they're walking through Walmart at like Christmas time. And she's like buying like, it's not like she buys 1 Candyland for the kids. She buys like 5 Candylands for I mean, she has no concept of money or anything. Like she goes home to upstate New York, and she flies in, and she rents a car, and she's like, where's my driver? Like, she's like, and they're like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, where does my driver that comes with the car? Like she has like no concept at whatever. So they've bought like, or now it's they have signed it on. I was going to say they bought it, but like they signed it on to be like a reality show. Well, not a reality show, but a 6-part documentary. So it's on HBO Max, and it's called The Queen of Versailles is Back, I think. And 20 years later, the house is still not done. And so her goal is to get the house done by New Year's Eve, which is 11 months away, so she can have this huge party. Which it's like, her husband's in the hospital. He had like this hip replacement surgery. He's 86 years old. They have like 6 kids between the ages of like 14 and 21 or something like that. And her husband has to have like another surgery, and he's in the hospital. This is the first episode. And she's like talking to like the designer and or the decorator, and they're like, well, we don't know if we're going to be able to get this done in time for this party. And she's like, this is like the most devastating news I've heard all year. Like, not that her husband's in the hospital having all these horrible surgeries, but like that she's not going to get this house done in time. It's like she has no concept of reality whatsoever. So anyway, but I had forgotten all about her in this documentary, and so I was kind of excited. So I sat over there and I watched the first episode last night, but then I was like really tired. So Alex's show that he's watching is a show. I thought it was a movie. So I went upstairs to bed with Boo Radley, and or I went upstairs to bed, and then Alex shouted up, and he's like, I think Boo Radley just came up there. So Boo Radley came upstairs, and I picked him up and put him on the bed. And then Alex came upstairs like 10 or 15 minutes after that, and we fell asleep. And it was like early, wasn't it? Like 11? Yeah, it was early, like 11. And I had set my alarm for like 12:30. I was going to get up and I was going to watch some more shows. And, but my alarm went off, and I just was like, Alex was like, can you turn that off if you're not going to get up? And I was like, yeah. So I turned it off and slept through the night, got a super good sleep, had really bizarre dreams. And then we got up today. We slept, I slept like forever. 12, 14 hours, something like that. It was ridiculous. But it was really nice. And it was really nice to be able to sleep in because Alex was home today from work. He got the day off. And so I woke up and Alex goes, we can go to brunch today. And I was like, we could, except we have $400 worth of food in the grocery, or downstairs from the grocery. But we went to brunch, and we had a super nice brunch. Alex he was so excited because he had his turkey chili back. Did you get a bowl or did you get a cup? Bowl. He got a bowl of turkey chili with tons of croutons in it. And then you didn't get coffee today.
I did.
Yeah, I got coffee. And then I got the California Dreamer with potatoes. And then I got a everything bagel toasted with cream cheese. And I brought half the bagel home and almost all of the potatoes, which I'm going to have here in just a second for a snack. So, yeah. And then Alex got the Cuban, which is what he usually always gets, which Caroline always gets too because she's obsessed with the Cuban. And then we came back, and Alex has been laying in bed with Boo Radley ever since. Well, he fed him and took him out and stuff like that. And I have been powerhouse making videos. I made a drama video. I made a Peter Does Stuff video. I made a Peterisms video. I made a booktube video. And now I'm making my vlog. And my videos are taking forever to upload today. And I have no idea why. I said to Alex, I was like, I don't understand what's going on. It's like my drama video usually takes, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes to upload on my phone. It's taking like an hour. I just started uploading my booktube video. My booktube video is like 12 to 14 minutes long, I think. 2 hours and 54 minutes to upload, which is like, that's ridiculous. Peterism's video will take forever. I mean, it's going to take me forever to upload these videos, so I'm going to have to figure out something. I don't know. We need to get new internet. This internet sucks at our house. But I've talked to some of the neighbors. The neighbors say the same thing, and like our neighbor across the street, he's looked into like other internet, and there's not like any fast internet around us. So yeah, I don't know. And then Alex goes back to work tomorrow, and cousin Caroline is picking me up to run some errands. So that was our Christmas. But it was nice. It It's really nice. It was so nice to hang out with friends and, you know, well, friends, family. And we saw Melissa today. She was with her sister-in-law and her niece and her nephew, and they were getting ready to go into the mall. But she had like driven through because she was like, thought maybe we would be up Patachou. And so we were like, it stopped. So she was like waving at us through the car, and I was like, said to Alex, he was like pulling out the other way. I go, pull out this other way. There's a bunch of people over here like waving at us in this car. And so so we like pulled out. I like looked right at them, and they're all like this in the window of their car. I had like no idea I was like, who are these people like waving at me? Is it like somebody that I know? So I was like, do they watch my videos? I don't know who these people are. So we pulled around and Melissa got out of the car and I was like, oh, it's Melissa. So we went over and we talked to them for a little bit. That was really fun. It's like one of the things I love about the holidays is like bumping into people that you don't normally see and stuff like that. You know, it's so nice. So anyway, make sure that you go over and you check out my Peter Does Stuff channel and you get to see everything I got for Christmas. Alex got me something very, very special. Everything he got me was special, but he got me something very, very special that's really meaningful, and I'm really happy about it. And so you guys can see all that over there. And yeah, I'm gonna cut this a little short tonight because I'm tired after filming all these videos, and I just kind of want to relax and eat a snack. Alex was eating chips. I was like, I want to eat chips. And he was like, we'll eat chips. And I was like, well, I'm getting ready to vlog. I'm not going to eat chips while I vlog. It'll drive everybody crazy. So anyway, remember when I used to chew gum in my vlog? And oh my God, there would be the people that would go nuts. They'd be like, can you not chew gum when you vlog? Well, I'm not chewing gum anymore when I'm vlogging. So there, you got your wish. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out like when I'm going to take this Christmas stuff down or if I should leave it up for a while. That was what I was going to do today, but I slept in so late. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to get off here. I hope that you guys had a really magically amazing Christmas. And I hope that you guys got to spend it with family and friends. And then if you didn't, that you did something special for yourself. And if you had to work, I hope that you're getting to relax a little bit now. And I hope that you guys had a magically amazing Monday. That many of you got the day off as well to observe Christmas. And thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And if nobody else has told you this, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. You might just be putting a smile on their face and changing their day for the better and just really cheering somebody up, you know. And it's the easiest thing to do that costs no money. And also, be kinder to one another. Remember to love one another a little bit more and be kinder and love yourself a little bit more. And I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. And for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, shh. One more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.